Extra celebrating gospel music of black origin. This is about that's direct just underneath what I'm actually just talking about right now. So I'm going to hit a subject which has been out there. A lot of black media has been commenting on this whole situation in Ukraine because it doesn't really come to a positive light for us as a people. It doesn't really look good of how we've been treated in Ukraine, and some people are finding a bit of offense about the focus should be prayer for Ukraine. And before I even get into this talk here, guys, I'm not saying we shouldn't pray for Ukraine. Of course we need to pray for people that they've been bombed out every 2 seconds, man. Of course we're gonna pray for them. Obviously we don't want that happen. We don't want to see wars. We don't want, you're gonna get the messages of rumors of war and all this stuff and whatever, which is great and fantastic. But guys, this season right now is a season where we've avoided when we say what needs to happen, we try to wait it out, and nothing gets happened anyway. So and it seems like there's one rule for one set of people, which is European people, and there was a set of rules for everybody else, and they still when I say, and that's talking a very bland overall sense. It's not for every individual anyway. So but ultimately there's a culture, there's an ethos, there's a system that's set up to serve Europeans. Simple as pie, and what we saw from the media showed something which you would have expected back in the 70s, I'm just just somebody to be calling me right now, right, so I'm just like, really am struggling really to reach out to people to get the ethos of change needs to happen. 1000% has to happen, because education of people, because this is the problem, is that until we get re-educated, we just carry on with the ignorance, and the ignorance becomes offensive and people get hurt and damaged and whatsoever. So we have a load of black people that's stuck in Ukraine trying to get out with everybody else, and they get treated like trash. Let's be real, treated like trash. And people say, okay, and they're looking after their own people. But you notice when there's civil war in other countries over the past decades, the Europeans that are over in Africa who are doing all right for themselves, they will get out okay. You know what I'm saying? They're on the first trains out, the first things about, they're looked after and sent out. But yet, when it's opposite way around, the students, the people studying, probably even the high up doctors or whatsoever, they're not going out. They're just treated like beneath human beings. That's the reality. So I'm going to show a couple of things, and I'm going to expose a couple of things going on there. So 1 second, guys. Let me just switch over screens. Okay, let's have a check out what these guys are saying anyway. So
this isn't a place, with all due respect, like Iraq or Afghanistan, that has seen conflict raging for decades. This is a relatively civilized, relatively European, I have to choose those words carefully too, city where you wouldn't expect that.
Okay, cool. Let me explain something to you guys, Civilized European. Sorry, the cradle of civilization is in Africa. So how on earth is European the representation of the civilized world? That's what you got taught to justify you actually raping the world of its resources to suit yourself because you had none. That's the reality of the situation. Now, if you're going to say, Morning, that is a media outlet. That's a top professional that controls the media, controls the expression of the music, the sound, the information that goes out there. And if he's ignorant, what hope have we got here? This is why it's important for platforms like Affinity Extra, black-owned medias, to actually come from a black, not so much always a black perspective, but perspective to know that at the moment there's a war in Cameroon, which the leadership is being supported by the French government against the northern English speaking guys in the States here. So there's a civil war going on there. No one's talking about France giving them weapons to go and take them out. Also, by the way, guys, Libya. Let's talk about the USA going into Libya and basically wrecking their country there. Why? So when Putin does it, it's wrong. But when America does it, it's cool. Like, guys, are you for real? Let's not even touch Sudan and South Sudan. Oh, whose agenda is that? Yes, people want to have their differences, but nobody wants to say about the amount of oil that's in the ground in South Sudan right now. And oh, let's be South Sudan. Let's separate them from the north, and then take that land and actually take all support their just take all the resources, control the resources, and we're their best friend. There's always money involved in these things, guys. You know what I'm saying? And I'm afraid there's another 20 to 25 civil wars going on right now. You got in Syria right now. Still to this day, there's wars raging on there. I believe in Iraq as well. Right to this day, there's people getting hurt and damaged. Just as this, and the weapons have been supplied by either Russians or USA or whichever European nation is getting involved there. But it's okay when it happens out there. But when it's a little close to Europe, it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we're civilized, but you've been actually de-civilization is part of your process, so you can milk the land and then justify we're civilizing them to yourselves. So I'm afraid, no, you haven't civilized us. You have appeased your conscience. You know what I'm saying? So for me, that's annoying. That hurts. You know what I'm saying? So this still doesn't mean Roger's not going to pray for Ukraine. 100%, everyone's got the back. Yo, we don't want people getting hurt. But look what the media is controlling and how they're coming across. Let's have a look at what somebody says.
Just to put it bluntly, these are not refugees from Syria. These are refugees from neighboring Ukraine. These are Christians, they're white.
Okay, cool, guys. Yeah, when does the Bible justify us treating people from other religions differently? And when does Christianity and white come in a right sentence? Just letting you know, white European people, but Christianity is not a white religion, it's an Afro-Asian religion. So let's just debunk that. On top of that fact, if a Muslim needs to be taken care of, the Bible does not say do not take care of them. That is blatant foolishness. If somebody is hungry, whoever's being marginalized, don't care what background or what their belief system is, we're meant to show Christ through our lives. So for them to actually circle about Christian, like she is a Christian and representing me and my people. Guys, where is the church right now? Why ain't the church saying, yo, this is not fair? But you know what, guys? The church ain't saying that. Whether it's black or white church in the UK, they're not debunking this. Because it suits their narrative. Full stop. If it went against your narrative and it went so far and it offended it suits a narrative of, and this is talking from someone who's a Christian. It suits a narrative for us to not to challenge this mentality. I got an email straight away today saying we're helping Christians and Jews in Ukraine. Really? So about the Christians and Jews in Africa? When there's wars going on there? I don't see emails being bounced upon there. All I have is emails saying, oh, we're civilizing. Sorry, guys. No. This is the one. Now, guys, I can actually go on and on about this anyway still, yeah? And I can go in because you know what still, yeah, guys? For me, I want to really push reconciliation. I want to push knowledge, but the information is to be put out there. We are not uncivilized people because we are not from certain lands. We are not uncivilized because we're not in Europe. You know what I mean? We brought civilized. When Egypt and all the African massive nations that were going on in biblical times, we're the top civilizations in the world. So how on earth are we uncivilized? It's absolutely crazy, and we need to actually come against this. Now, again, I reiterate again. Let's pray for Ukraine. Let us get God. Like, listen, we don't want to see that. You know what I'm saying? But what really cheeses me off is that basically, thanks to social media now, it's continuing exposing every time. But we think, and I said we think, Europeans think that we got away from the black talk or the brown talk. They let themselves down every single time, and it's keep on avoiding we're challenging of educating themselves on this, and there are media platforms, white platforms as well, that are challenging this rhetoric, and I salute them for it. Yeah, again, it's again and again. Let's keep them up in prayers in the Ukraine. But for me, it's a total letdown of seeing how we've been treated once again to this day in Eastern Europe. You know what I'm saying? Right over to the US, the mindset. No. It's, we're not just talking about Ukrainians talking this talk. We're not just talking about Polish talking about this talk. We're talking about US media presenters talking this talk. And don't get caught up. Well, listen, when you say something wrong, you get caught up on these nations that are being told we can't say that. If you talk something about homosexuality, something against something that, Biden or against the president, you can't go direct in on them. So why couldn't I pull up them on this? Because it doesn't offend them. That's what the media is about. But listen, we pray for Ukraine. At the same time, please, guys, this is about education. This is about moving forward. And we're far from reached. We're not even past the introduction. So let's the media, white media, shut up and listen to us. And let us talk and support us to express and talk and to educate. Listen, this is Raja and the Phoenix Extra. Over and out. Praises of Men, live, direct. I'm going to sneak downstairs because I think that's what I got to visit here right here today anyway. So, but nothing but love, my people.
Thank you for watching the content we're putting out. Listen, make sure that you are liking, subscribing and following us on all our social channels, including patreon.com. Make sure you're finding us on there to support what we do so we can support you. And remember, guys, be it.